That's what I wanted to ask you about. Why did you stop filming in Ghana?
It was poisonous. The industry was extremely poisonous. It did not encourage growth. I think, to be honest with you, I could actually, my skin was peeling, my hair was falling out. It was taking a toll. Just working in Ghana, working with Ghanaians in that industry was taking a toll on my health. My mental health, my physical health. It was important for me to just get out.
Know about some of the behind the scene fights because I was a journalist, so some we had to report on, some you hear about and don't really report on it. Yeah. So I can understand where you're coming from. Do you feel like sometimes so I also can understand why you can see why Socrates Safo will give up at some point. But do you feel like sometimes people like you have to keep fighting if you want to see something good?
If the people you're fighting for are fighting you, how do you keep fighting? You understand? The people you're fighting for are the ones fighting you. What's the point? And it's not that they're fighting you because they have better ideas. They're just fighting you because they don't want you to have the idea. And they don't have the idea. So what is going on here? You get it? Fine. You don't want me to have the idea. Do you have the idea? If you do, bring the idea. You don't even have it. Why are you fighting? It doesn't make sense. Like, the whole thing is just so juvenile. The industry is very, 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 very juvenile. And if I saw a still from Ryan Coogler's set where they had these, I forget the name of the cameras, but there are multiple small cameras that Michael B. Jordan wore around his neck, and each was taking frame by frame of his reaction. That's how we're making movies now. That's how progressive the film industry is. And my people are still back there fighting over who shot on red and who's wearing what to a premiere. I'm like, really? You understand? We need to be past all of that right now. Give me one Ghanaian company that's doing distribution on a large scale. That can,
I know people who've tried, but it's hard to.
because of the crabs in a bucket attitude. You understand? If somebody starts a distribution, and most of the people who have tried have all come to me, and they fail for the same. All of them have failed for the same reason. The industry is not supporting them. Most of them who have tried are not industry people. And I feel like there's something about the Ghana film industry, and I'm speaking for film because that's what I know. There's something about the Ghana film industry where if you do not belong to a clique, you will get fought. You have to have a gang, which doesn't make sense. You know? So the people who have tried the distribution have not been part of the mainstream film industry, and so they've always had opposition. And it's almost like, oh, I'm going to give you my film and you're going to make money. That's distribution. That is how distribution works.
Like, people don't understand business.
No, that is how distribution works. The distributor is who's going to make the money, and then the distributor is going to pay you according to the deal you have. That is how it works. So it's not, look, we came from the masterclass. I talked about sales agents. Sales agents take anywhere from 7% to 12%. Ghana people don't want that. Why are you going to make money off my film? This person is going to make money off my film. And they hold on to their ideas like it's the most important thing in the world. They hold on to their material like have you seen all of the material that is in the world? You know? And I think those are the things that are holding the industry back, because people are not collaborative. People are very, 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 very self-centered, very, very territorial. There's a certain insecurity that wants to win all the time, be the only person all the time, be the first. And I think at a point I did this until I was like, that is so juvenile, where, oh, the first this, the first that. So what? So what, you're the first? Somebody has to be the first. But the truth is, the end crowns the beginning. So if you're just going to call yourself the first without worrying about who is coming after you, who are you bringing with you, and what about the end, right? If you're the first and you're the first and that's it, that's an indictment on you, not necessarily the entire industry. And I know somebody's probably looking at me like, well, you made it into Hollywood. Who did you take with you? It's not for the lack of trying. Oh, you would try to take people with you. The people that you're trying to bring up are the people who are going to go back and then just... I don't understand it. And I honestly do not understand the Ghana film industry. When I left, I gained weight.
Yeah. About the conversation about trying, I think that Ghanaians had the notion of ownership and being the first. That one of the things that I learned when I moved to the US, I did an entrepreneurship fellowship. And one of the most important things you learn in the class is don't be the first at anything. You don't make money being the first. Mm-hmm. I remember my group did a competition, which thankfully we won. And one of the questions they asked us was, if your idea is so good, why had nobody done it yet? And you have to explain that, there were some legal constraints which are normal. But if you are like, because I'm the smartest person, how come you are the smartest person?
Yeah, then your circle is too small if you're the smartest person. 100%. Yeah.
Let me give you a compliment before I ask you the next question.
Okay, now
I think that one of the biggest contribution your time in Ghana added to the industry is the idea of design or set design. Earlier I mentioned Black Sheriff. He's a rapper from Ghana, and his song, which went international, when he premiered it, he performed on a stage with water dripping on him on stage. And that stage was designed by Tony, who worked on your film. Yes, exactly, Will Smith. So I know that since your time, Tony and the work he does and the idea of having a set design became a big part of the entertainment industry in the way that it wasn't before. Do you agree with that compliment or not?
I mean, I think I would agree with that compliment because I thank God for it. I give all the glory back to God. It wasn't me, it was totally him. But I remember the first meeting I had with Tony. It was with Sinking Sands, actually. And he sketched the set. And then we built the set indoors. So we built the set and I walked onto the set and there was a light switch. And I called him and I said, Tony, look at the light switch. He said, what's wrong with it? I said, how long have they lived in the house? And he was like, oh. And that's one of the things that I loved about Tony. I think that moment changed everything for him. Because now, like, you see his sets and there's a narrative behind it. So, I mean, it's not me. It was totally him,
Probably from what I have conversation with him before, and what he tells me, he always had the potential to do those things, but nobody was really contracting him that.
Exactly. Like, he's never been given that playground. I agree. Even till now, I think it's only foreign films that give him that opportunity. The local film industry, I don't know if they can even afford him.
He does some TV award shows that what I was referencing was a stage for TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think the local film industry also needs to utilize him more. Because, I mean, I don't think Tony is that expensive. And look, apart from Tony, I've worked with Albert Nee, Odoy. Oh, my God. The people are there. That's another thing about the Ghana film industry that frustrates me is that they don't make use of the crew. They don't make use of the departments. The film industry is very run and gun. And I get it, it's because of financing. And then I hear them a lot say, oh, we don't have financing and distribution. We don't have financing and distribution. You are not going to get financing and distribution with the kind of industry you have right now. There is no foundation. There's no foundation to the industry. There's no structure to the industry. So you are not going to get financing and you are not going to get distribution. Even if the government were to give you $300 million, that fund is never going to be sustainable because you do not have structures. You do not have strategies. Government gives them $20 billion. I guarantee you it's not going to go anywhere. Nigeria did it. The government gave the money. The fund dried up. And I think the fund dried up before Netflix came. Netflix tried. Now Netflix is out. There is a fundamental issue with the not African film industry, because Francophone in Kenya and those people, South Africa, don't have that problem. I think it's a problem that is unique to Ghana and Nigeria, where the glitz supersedes the work.